Hi guys, I'm Advocate Kavya Jawar and this is my very first video which I'm posting so as to make you abreast of one of the recent important judgments delivered by Supreme Court via a three-judge bench which was headed by Justice Chandrachud, and he has very beautifully written a judgment which I'll examine in short few important aspects for you guys. So the cause title of the judgment runs like X versus the Principal Secretary, Health and Family Welfare Department, Government of NCT of Delhi and another. This is the judgment delivered on 29th of September 2022. So the main issue which was involved in this case was whether the courts can allow a female to terminate pregnancy between the period of 20 to 24 weeks and to interpret very nicely Rule 3B of the MTP, that is Medical Termination of Pregnancy Rules. One important thing which I would like to say is that there are this act, the MTP Act, Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, has been amended recently in 2021. One of the major changes which has been included via the there were two changes, rather not one, which has been done by the 2021 amendment. First important change was that before the 2021 amendment, a woman was allowed to terminate pregnancy within the period of 20 weeks. So if the pregnancy exceeded 20 weeks, she was denied to abort the child. However, the important amendment which has been brought in place by the 2021 amendment is that now a woman can terminate pregnancy within the threshold of 20 to 24 weeks also. So beyond 20 weeks, but within 24 weeks, if the registered medical practitioner is of opinion that yes, it can be done without any harm being caused to the women, it can very well be allowed. Second and the most important change which has been brought by the 2021 amendment is that earlier all the amendment acts and the rules included married women. However, the 2021 amendment has made an important change to include any women. This means married or unmarried has been included in the ambit of the MTP Act. One of the major reasons why the MTP Act came into force was to ensure safe abortions, to ensure that women carry their abortion with the registered medical practitioner which are qualified and which can very well do safe abortion, rather not to go to any unregistered medical practitioner which can cause or threaten the life of the female who is pregnant. Supreme Court in this judgment has very well said that if in today's time a narrow interpretation or not a wider interpretation is given to this amendment act or to this particular act, then it will lead to unmarried women being stigmatized by the society and they would not come out freely to tell anyone or to the registered medical practitioner what is their issue and they want to abort the child. They are not ready to carry the child forward because their partner, they have been separated from the partner, or they are not financially sound to carry the child. They cannot provide them a good future. So these issues should, to control, to put a pause to these issues that they should not arise, the amendment act has inserted in place of married women, any woman, to ensure that any woman who is pregnant, whether married or unmarried in the sense that the child is born out of a live-in relationship, then the female can very well resort to the services of the registered medical practitioner and can have safe abortions in the society. Supreme Court has nicely and very well recognized the rights of the female. It is her personal choice whether to carry the child forward or not. It is her right to dignity. It is her right to have reproductive autonomy, and she cannot be forced by anyone. On similar lines, the Bombay High Court, starting from 2016, in numerous judgments have stated that if the woman is forced to carry a child, it will amount to causing grave injury to her, not only her mental but physical health also, and it should be her conscious decision whether to carry the child forward or not. She should have to take into consideration variety of factors including societal, financial, what will be the cause if the child is born, what will she do, what are her means to get the child to have a bright future. So she has to take into, if she is a single mother, she has to take into consideration all these factors, and if she is not ready to go ahead with the pregnancy, then she can very well resort to the services and terminate the pregnancy. So this is the whole concept why the Supreme Court has given primacy to the women's right, to her not particularly as right, but to her choice whether she should take forward her pregnancy or not. This is a historic judgment because This now the times have come when positive interpretation is given to various statutes, so as to include and to understand the crux on which the amendments have been brought to suit the changes in the present times, to suit the needs of the recent times, because now is the need of the hour, where a positive interpretation is very much necessary if you want to ensure that a citizen is not denied his basic rights, his right to personal liberty, right to life. So this is a historic judgment of the Supreme Court, I would say, and I really appreciate Justice Chandrachud's effort in beautifully writing this judgment. I would like to tell all the law students to please go and read the judgment. You will understand, get a crux. You will see the international organizations, India's international obligation also, and why India should adopt a positive approach. One more important thing: the whether marital rape is a rape or not is still pending consideration in the Supreme Court. But this judgment has threw light on the fact that marital rape should also be included in the aspect of rape, which is yet another positive interpretation and the need of the hour. Thank you.